Allow me now for us to go into books.
Yes.
I love books. I'm not going to allow you to go away without sharing your books. But the books that you made me take out.
Okay.
Are these books.
Yes.
Cast by Isabella Wilkinson, The Lies That Divide Us. And we've just been talking about them now. Magnificent, profound, eye-opening, sobering, hopeful. This is what Oprah Winfrey said about this. But this is an amazing book. It's a painful book.
It is.
It's a book that makes you reflect on yourself and your understanding of race and where you sit as far as that conversation is concerned. I really strongly recommend this book. The other book that you made me take out is your journalism professor,
yes,
a good friend of mine, Howard W. French, Born in Blackness. Again, this book just goes there. It goes there. If you are a proud African, but without the basis for that pride, this book will give you a foundation of knowing who you are in the creation of the history of humanity. I strongly recommend it. The third book, again, you made me get this book. It's been in my library. I've read it, tears and stuff. It's called Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee, an Indian history of the American West by D. Brown. This is something else. It's about the murder, the genocide of the Indian population in America, the taking away of land, the killing of human beings. It's painful, but it's the pain that sometimes we need in our walk towards understanding truth and ourselves. The other book that this conversation made me take out is a book that was bought for me, by the way, by my late friend, Douglas Munatsi. Douglas bought this book for me as a birthday present in 2005 by Martin Meredith, The State of Africa, A History of 50 Years of Independence. Great books. So what books are you going to recommend to our book-loving audience?
Yes.
I know you're going to cheat.
I'm going to cheat.
I said 3 books, but the rebel in you pushes back and says 6 books.
Well, I said 3 fiction and 3 non-fiction.
Okay, let's go for it.
Yes. The 3 fiction. My top book is A Suitable Boy by Vikram Seth. It's this beautiful story of post-colonial India and land reform.
Right.
In a really, it's told in a way that tells the story of Indian history through the story of individuals and families, which I think really has resonated with me. The second is A Grain of Wheat by Ngugi wa Thiong'o. And that book, I think, I teach it. I teach it as part of my land and law class. It's this it's another painful story of what happens when people are dispossessed and taken off their land, and what happens to individuals when that happens. The third one, classic, Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I think that the more I read it and reread it as I got older, the more I would laugh out loud, because her humor is and her writing is sharp and witty and exactly what you aspire to. The nonfiction ones, the first is Becoming Zimbabwe, which is what inspired the title of my book. It's an edited volume compiled by Brian Raptopoulos and Alois Mlambo.
Right.
And it was one of the first books in Zimbabwean history that collected essays from different Zimbabwean scholars and said, right, there's more than one way to tell the history of how Zimbabwe became the country it was. And that, to me, I hope I pay, significant enough homage to that book. The second is Histories of the Hanged by David Anderson. It's about Mau Mau in Kenya. But it looks at how Mau Mau was as much a civil war between Africans themselves because of the landlessness imposed on them, as much as it was a rebellion against the colonial state. And finally, Country of My Skull by Antje Krog.
Wow.
And I think she really inspired me to reckon with my own legacy of being descended from a population that was racist, elitist, casteist, and deal with it in an honest and emotional way.